J.J. McCarthy's first few days as the Vikings QB1 have been a roller coaster, and day 2 was no different. The rookie showed flashes of why we're so excited about him, but he's definitely got some growing pains. Early in practice, he sailed a pass over Justin Jefferson's head, leading to a huddle with Coach O'Connell to break down the film. That's the kind of learning moment that'll make him better, right? What do you think McCarthy needs to do to take that next step? Despite the hiccups, McCarthy showed some serious arm talent. His fastball was on point, connecting with Jordan Addison on a crisp intermediate out route that had Theo Jackson grasping at air. He also found Jalen Naylor and rookie Ty Felton for some nice gains. The chemistry with Addison is already looking like something special. Could this be the duo that lights up the scoreboard? McCarthy's still adjusting to Flores' nasty defense, but that's only going to make him tougher. What's your take on JJ's progress so far? The big picture here is that McCarthy's got the keys to a Ferrari of an offense with weapons like Jefferson, Addison, and TJ Hawkinson. But going up against a defense this good in camp? That's a trial by fire. No need to panic if the offense looks a bit shaky. They're facing what might be the best defense they'll see all year. Skull Nation, how patient are you with McCarthy's development? Drop your thoughts below. Speaking of Justin Jefferson, our superstar wideout gave us a tiny scare on Thursday. After a leaping catch that reminded us why he's the best in the game, he felt some minor leg tightness and sat out most of the team drills. Don't worry, Vikings fans. The team says it's nothing serious, just precaution. But man, doesn't that make you appreciate how crucial JJ is to this team? What's your favorite Jefferson moment from last season? Jefferson's self-discipline was on full display, though. After dropping a tightly contested pass from McCarthy, he hit the deck for some push-ups right in the huddle. That's the kind of leadership that sets the tone for the whole squad. With 7,432 yards before age 26, he's already a legend, and he's mentoring McCarthy to boot. Can you imagine this offense when Jefferson and McCarthy are fully in sync? What kind of numbers do you think JJ will put up this year? The Vikings offense is loaded, but losing Jefferson for any time would be a gut punch. With Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor, and maybe Ty Felton stepping up, we've got depth. But there's only one Justin Jefferson. The good news? He's durable, missing just 1 game in 4 of his 5 seasons. Skull fans, how big of a role do you think Jefferson plays in McCarthy's success? Let's talk about it. Josh Metellus, our do-it-all safety and team captain, was another big storyline. After being a full participant on Wednesday despite his contract situation, he was sidelined on Thursday with a minor ankle issue. Nothing major per the Vikings, but it's got us wondering, will he be back out there on Friday? Metellus is a fan favorite for a reason. What's your favorite play he's made in purple? Metellus' versatility is what makes him so valuable to Flores' defense. He's a hybrid safety who's played 90% of the defensive snaps the last 2 seasons, and his leadership as a captain is undeniable. He's in the final year of his contract, and while talks with his agent are ongoing, he's focused on leading the team. How much do you think Metellus' presence means to this defense? Should the Vikings lock him up long-term? The contract situation adds some spice to Metellus' story. He's not sweating it, though, saying he's just focused on being a leader and playing football. With Harrison Smith and Theo Jackson as options, the Vikings have depth at safety, but Metellus' unique skill set is tough to replace. What's your take, Skull Nation? Is Metellus a must-sign for the future? The defensive line was an absolute wrecking crew on Thursday. Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, and Harrison Phillips were blowing up run plays left and right, clogging up the middle like nobody's business. Then you've got Jonathan Greenid flying off the edge, making tackles wish they'd called in sick. Who's your pick for the defensive MVP this season? But it wasn't just the starters. Depth guys like Levi Drake Rodriguez and Jalen Redmond were making noise too. Rodriguez was all out, diving into the backfield, though he got a little too close to Sam Howell's legs for the coach's liking. Redmond, meanwhile, burst through for a tackle for loss that had the sideline buzzing. How deep do you think this D-line can go? Could they be the key to a dominant season? With Flores scheming things up, this front is loaded with talent. Add in Andrew Van Ginkel and Dallas Turner, and you've got a group that can pressure any QB in the league. The Vikings were second in DVOA last year, And with these additions, they might just be unstoppable. What's the one matchup you're dying to see this defense take on? The linebacker group wasn't about to let the D-line steal all the glory. Blake Cashman and Ivan Pace Jr. were absolute missiles, blitzing through gaps for would-be sacks. Cashman burst through untouched on one play, while Pace pulled off a slick stunt to get to the QB. Who else is loving this aggressive, Flores-style defense? These guys are the heartbeat of the defense, bringing energy and physicality. Cashman's speed and Pace's instincts make them a nightmare for offenses. With Eric Wilson and Kobe King as depth, the linebacker room is looking stout. What's your favorite thing about how Flores uses his linebackers? The potential for this group is off the charts. If they keep flying around like this, they could be the difference makers in close games. Skull fans, how confident are you in our linebacker crew? Could they be the best in the NFC North? Let's hear your predictions. The secondary is another spot to watch, especially with Jeff Okudah stepping up. The former number 3 overall pick is running with the first-team defense alongside Byron Murphy Jr. and Isaiah Rodgers. Okudah was physical in run support, nearly logging a tackle for loss. Can Flores and Durant Jones unlock his potential? What's your take on Okudah's comeback story? Isaiah Rodgers was a standout too, breaking up a back shoulder pass to Rondale Moore. With Murphy Jr.'s Pro Bowl-level play and Rodgers' ball skills, this secondary could be special. But there's depth concerns. Guys like Mekhi Blackmon are with the second team for now. Who do you think locks down that CB2 spot by Week 1? The Vikings secondary led the league with 24 interceptions last year, and with 9 picks from the corners alone, they've got playmakers. If Okudah can tap into his draft pedigree, this group might take another leap. Skull Nation, how big of a jump can this secondary make in 2025? Rookie Elijah Williams and other depth players are making a case for roster spots. Williams teamed up with Gabriel Murphy to pressure Max Brosmer, who threw the longest pass attempt of the day but couldn't connect with Dante Fleming. These young guys are hungry. Do you think any of them crack the 53-man roster? Levi Drake Rodriguez was another depth standout, going full throttle and getting into the backfield multiple times. His energy is infectious, but he's got to clean up some of those overzealous plays. Meanwhile, Jalen Redmond's TFL showed he's ready to contribute. Which of these underdogs are you rooting for? The depth on this defensive line is exciting. With veterans like Jonathan Allen and young guys like Rodriguez and Redmond pushing for reps, Flores has options. How important do you think this depth will be when the season grind hits? Let's talk about it. The offense, meanwhile, is still finding its rhythm. McCarthy's got the arm, but he's facing a defense that's already in playoff form. His interception to Smith and a missed throw to Jefferson show he's still adjusting. But the potential is there. How long do you think it'll take for the offense to catch up? Jordan Addison seems to be McCarthy's go-to guy early on, especially after Jefferson's precautionary rest. Their connection on that out route was a thing of beauty. With TJ Hawkinson and Josh Oliver in the mix, this offense has weapons galore. What's the one thing you want to see from this offense in camp? No need to hit the panic button, though. This defense is a beast, and it's only going to make McCarthy and company better. The Vikings have built a roster that can compete with anyone, and camp is where the iron sharpens iron. Skull fans, what's your biggest hope for this offense by Week 1? Alright, Skull Nation, that's the wrap-up from Day 2 of Vikings training camp. This defense is giving us all the reasons to be hyped, and McCarthy's got the tools to grow into a star. What's got you most excited about this team? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest Vikings news. Share this with your fellow fans, and let's keep the purple pride strong. Skol Vikings!